Your life will not change because the year changes. It will change when your decisions do. Pause for a second and really think about this. Another year is about to begin. Ask yourself one honest question. Did the last year move your life forward, or did it quietly repeat itself? Many people wake up every day feeling busy yet unsatisfied. They work hard but feel stuck. They try again every January but end up in the same place by December. That is not laziness. That is lack of direction. This is not a video to hype you up for a few minutes. This is a conversation about reality, about why your days feel rushed, about why your energy feels drained, about why your goals stay in your head instead of becoming real. Reset means stopping what no longer works. Restart means choosing again without shame. Refocus means putting your attention back on what actually improves your life. These are simple ideas, but most people avoid them because they require honesty. If you are tired of repeating the same year with different dates, then stay here. What you are about to hear is not noise. It is guidance for people who are ready to live 2026 with intention, clarity, and control instead of regret. Number 1. Reset your direction for the new year. I want you to slow down for a moment and really feel where you are standing in your life right now. Not where you wish you were and not where you hope to be someday, but where you are today. The truth is that most people drift into a new year without stopping to think about direction. They carry the same habits, the same thinking, and the same daily routines into a fresh calendar, and then wonder why nothing changes. A new year does not change a life. A new direction does. Resetting your direction for the new year begins with honesty. Honest thinking is not loud or dramatic. It is quiet and personal. It happens when you sit alone and admit what is working and what is not. Some areas of your life feel heavy because you have been walking in the wrong direction for a long time. That weight you feel is not failure. It is a signal. Your mind and your heart are asking you to pause and reconsider where you are headed. Direction is more important than speed. Many people are busy all day but are not making progress. They wake up tired, rush through responsibilities, and fall into bed hoping tomorrow will feel different. Without direction, tomorrow feels exactly the same. Resetting direction means deciding where you want your life to go before you decide how fast you want to move. A person walking slowly toward the right destination will always arrive before someone running in the wrong direction. The start of a new year is powerful because it gives the mind permission to pause. It feels like a clean page, but that page stays clean only if you choose what you will write on it. Resetting your direction is not about fixing everything at once. It is about choosing one clear path instead of 10 confusing ones. Clarity brings relief. Confusion drains energy. Take a moment to think about your days. Where does most of your time go? What takes your attention? What shapes your thinking? Direction shows up in small choices long before it shows up in big results. The way you start your mornings, the conversations you allow, the habits you repeat, and the standards you accept all quietly push your life in a certain direction. If you do not choose that direction consciously, then it will be chosen for you by default. Many people are living a life they never planned because they never stopped to plan one. Resetting direction requires you to step out of survival mode. Survival mode focuses only on getting through the day. Direction focuses on building a future. When you live only to survive, you accept less than you deserve. When you live with direction, you demand more from yourself. Not in a harsh way, but in a respectful one. A new direction begins with personal responsibility. Blame has no place in growth. Blame keeps you stuck. Responsibility gives you control. When you accept that your life is shaped by your choices, you also accept that you can reshape it. This realization is both uncomfortable and freeing. Uncomfortable because it removes and moozes. Freeing because it gives you power. Resetting direction also means deciding what you will no longer tolerate. Growth does not only come from adding new habits. It also comes from removing old ones. There are behaviors that drain your energy and pull you backward. There are patterns that keep you busy but unfulfilled. Ending these patterns is not loss. It is progress. Every no creates space for a better yes. Think about the version of yourself you want to be at the end of this year. Not perfect, not finished, but stronger, wiser, and more focused. That version of you does not come from wishful thinking. It comes from daily alignment. Alignment means your actions match your intentions. It means your time supports your values. It means your choices reflect who you are becoming, not who you used to be. Resetting direction requires patience. Real change does not announce itself loudly. It builds quietly. Some days you will not feel motivated. Some days you will doubt your decisions. That is normal. Direction is not maintained by emotion. It is maintained by commitment. Commitment is the decision you stand by, even when feelings change. A powerful reset begins with simple questions. Where am I going? Why does it matter? What must change for me to get there? These questions do not need complicated answers. They need honest ones. When your inners are clear, your decisions become easy. You stop wasting energy on things that do not serve your direction. Many people wait for confidence before changing direction. Confidence comes later. Direction comes first. You do not need to feel ready to choose a better path. You need to choose the path and grow into it. Growth builds confidence through action, not thought. As you step into the new year, understand that resetting direction is not about chasing perfection. It is about progress. Small daily improvements compound over time. One better choice today makes tomorrow easier. Momentum builds when you keep promises to yourself. Every time you follow through, you strengthen self-respect. Self-respect changes how you live. Pay attention to your environment. Your surroundings influence your direction more than you think. The people you spend time with, the content you consume, and the spaces you occupy all shape your thinking. If you want a new direction, you may need a new environment. This does not always mean leaving people behind. Sometimes it means setting boundaries. Boundaries protect direction. Resetting direction also requires forgiveness. Forgive yourself for past decisions that did not work. Carrying regret slows you down. Learn from the past, but do not live there. The future needs your energy. Growth is easier when you release guilt and focus on improvement. As the year begins, there will be distractions pulling for your attention. Noise will always exist. Focus is a choice. Direction sharpens focus. When you know where you are going, it becomes easier to say no to what does not matter. This brings peace. Peace does not come from doing less. It comes from doing what matters. Each morning is a chance to realign. Direction is not set once and forgotten. It is reviewed and adjusted. Check in with yourself regularly. Are my actions matching my goals? Am I spending my energy wisely? Am I moving closer to the life I want? These questions keep you awake and aware. Understand that reset does not mean starting over from zero. You bring experience, wisdom, and strength with you. You are not erasing your past. You are learning from it. Every challenge you faced prepared you to choose better now. Use that knowledge. As the days of the year unfold, you will notice changes. You may feel calmer. You may feel more focused. You may feel a sense of purpose returning. These feelings are signs that your direction is aligned, even when progress feels slow. Trust the process. Direction creates results over time. This year does not need to be louder or busier. It needs to be intentional. Choose your direction with care. Guard it with discipline. Support it with habits. Respect it with action. When you do this, life begins to respond differently. Resetting your direction is a decision you make within yourself. No one else can do it for you. It is quiet but powerful. It sets the tone for everything that follows. When direction is clear, effort becomes meaningful. Time becomes valuable. Life feels purposeful. Stand firm in your decision. Walk forward with patience. Review often and adjust wisely. A new year offers opportunity, but direction turns opportunity into achievement. Choose where you are going, and let every step from this moment forward reflect that choice. Number 2, restart choices that shape your future. Every future is built on choices, whether we admit it or not. Not hopes, not wishes, not plans written on paper, but choices made in ordinary moments. When people look back on their lives, they rarely point to one dramatic event that changed everything. They point to a series of small decisions that slowly shaped the direction of their days. Restarting choices is not about fixing the past. It is about recognizing that the next decision you make still has power. Most people underestimate how often they choose. They think life happens to them. In truth, life responds to them. Every time you decide how to spend an hour, how to speak to someone, how to react to pressure, or how to treat your own time, you are shaping what comes next. Restarting choices means waking up to that reality instead of drifting through it. Many choices are made on habit rather than intention. Habit is comfortable because it requires little thinking, but comfort does not build a future. Restarting your choices requires awareness. Awareness begins when you pause before acting. That pause gives you space. In that space, you can choose better instead of choosing automatically. The future is not shaped by what you know. It is shaped by what you do repeatedly. People often say they want change while continuing the same behaviors. That is not how growth works. When you restart your choices, you accept that improvement begins with action, not intention. Good intentions without action create frustration. Action without clarity creates chaos. Restarting choices brings clarity to action. Think about the decisions you make when no one is watching. Those decisions matter the most. How you treat your time when you are alone. How you respond when motivation is low. How you choose when there is no immediate reward. These moments build character. Character shapes destiny. Restarting choices also means understanding that you cannot change everything at once. Trying to overhaul your entire life leads to overwhelm. Change sticks when it is practical. One better choice repeated daily is stronger than 10 promises made once. Progress does not require perfection. It requires consistency. Many people feel stuck because they believe their past choices define them. Past choices teach you. They do not trap you. The moment you choose differently, you begin a new. Patterns create momentum. Momentum changes identity. Identity influences future choices. This cycle works whether you are aware of it or not. Restarting choices allows you to guide the cycle instead of being controlled by it. There is power in deciding what you will no longer do. Saying no is a choice. Protecting your energy is a choice. Ending habits that drain your focus is a choice. These decisions do not need permission from anyone else. They require self-respect. Self-respect grows when your actions match your values. Your future does not require extreme behavior. It requires disciplined behavior. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is structure. Structure creates freedom. When your choices are aligned with your goals, you feel less stressed, not more. Confusion fades when direction becomes clear. Restarting choices also means changing how you respond to setbacks. Life will challenge you. Plans will break. People will disappoint you. These moments test your decision-making. You can choose reaction or response. Reaction is fast and emotional. Response is thoughtful and controlled. The choice between the two determines growth. Many people wait for motivation to make better decisions. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. Choices grounded in purpose last longer. Purpose does not shout, it reminds. When you know why your future matters, you make stronger choices even on difficult days. Pay attention to how you speak to yourself. Internal language shapes external action. If you constantly tell yourself that change is hard or that you always fail, your choices will reflect that belief. Restarting choices includes restarting self-talk. Speak with honesty, not harshness. Encourage improvement without insult. Every choice carries a cost. Poor choices cost time, energy, and confidence. Strong choices cost comfort and effort. You pay either way. The difference is in the return. Investing in your future always pays interest over time. Short-term comfort collects debt. As you restart your choices, understand that growth often feels uncomfortable at first. Discomfort is not a signal to stop. It is a signal that you are doing something new. Familiar paths feel easy, even when they lead nowhere. New paths feel awkward before they feel natural. You do not need approval to choose better. Many people hesitate because change can make others uncomfortable. When you raise your standards, you remind others of their own potential. Not everyone will celebrate your growth. That is fine. Your future is not a group decision. Restarting choices also involves patience with results. Results lag behind decisions. Seeds planted today do not show tomorrow. Trusting the process keeps you steady when progress feels slow. Impatience leads people back to old habits. Commitment keeps them moving forward. Examine how you choose when pressure appears. Pressure reveals priorities. When time is tight or emotions run high, what do you default to? Awareness of these patterns gives you the power to change them. You do not eliminate pressure. You improve your response to it. Your daily routine is a collection of choices. How you begin the day sets the tone. How you end the day shapes tomorrow. Restarting choices might mean adjusting small routines rather than chasing big changes. Small routines, repeated daily, build reliable results. Do not confuse restarting choices with forcing change. Force leads to burnout. Alignment leads to sustainability. Choose actions that fit your life and values. Growth that fits lasts longer than growth that impresses. One of the most powerful choices you can make is deciding to learn continuously. Learning keeps you flexible. It sharpens judgment. It improves decision-making. When you grow your thinking, your choices naturally improve. Restarting choices requires courage. Courage is not loud. It is steady. It shows up when you choose long-term benefit over short-term relief. Courage shows when you keep going after a setback. It shows when you adjust instead of quitting. As you move through the year, remind yourself that no day is wasted. When you make at least one good decision, one better choice can redeem a difficult day. Consistency in small wins builds confidence. You are not behind. You are learning. Every moment you become aware is a chance to restart. The future is shaped quietly through repeated decisions. Restarting your choices is not a single event. It is a daily practice. Choose with intention. Choose with patience. Choose with respect for who you are becoming. Your future listens to every decision you make today. Number 3. Refocus attention on what builds life. Attention is one of the most valuable resources you have, and yet most people give it away without thought. Wherever your attention goes, your life follows. Refocusing attention on what builds life begins with understanding that focus is a choice before it becomes a habit. You do not wake up focused by accident. You decide what deserves your awareness and what does not. Most people feel tired not because they work too hard, but because their attention is scattered. Their mind is pulled in many directions at once. Messages, news, opinions, worries, and distractions compete for mental space. When attention is divided, energy leaks away. Refocusing is not about doing more. It is about doing fewer things with greater intention. What builds life is often quiet and simple. It does not always demand attention the way noise does. Growth requires focus because it grows slowly. If you only pay attention to what is loud, you will miss what is meaningful. Refocusing attention means learning to notice what improves your health, your relationships, your skills, and your thinking. Start by observing where your attention currently goes. Not where you wish it went, but where it actually goes. Pay attention to your first thoughts in the morning. Notice what fills your mind during idle moments. Observe what pulls you in when you are tired. Awareness is the beginning of change. Without awareness, refocus is impossible. Many people confuse urgency with importance. Urgent things demand immediate response. Important things build long-term value. Attention must be trained to favor importance over urgency. This training happens through repeated decisions. Each time you choose to focus on what matters, you strengthen control over your mind. Refocusing attention also requires understanding that attention shapes emotion. What you think about affects how you feel. Constant exposure to negativity drains hope. Repeated focus on progress builds confidence. You do not control every event, but you do control what you dwell on. That control influences your outlook. A focused life feels calmer. Calm does not mean easy. It means intentional. When your attention is aligned with your values, you experience less inner conflict. You stop questioning every step. You move with purpose even when the work is demanding. Distraction is often a form of avoidance. People distract themselves to escape discomfort. Growth includes discomfort. Learning requires effort. Change challenges old beliefs. Refocusing attention means staying present during difficulty rather than escaping it. Staying present builds strength. The ability to focus improves with practice. It does not require extreme discipline. It requires consistency. Choose a small period each day to focus deeply on something that builds your future. It could be learning a skill, improving your health, or strengthening a relationship. Guard that time. Protect it. This practice retrains your mind. Refocusing attention also involves choosing your inputs carefully. What you read, watch, and listen to affects how you think. Inputs influence beliefs. Beliefs guide actions. Actions create results. This chain begins with attention. Choose inputs that encourage growth rather than those that drain clarity. People often underestimate the power of silence. Silence allows thought to settle. It creates space for reflection. When attention is constantly occupied, clarity fades. Quiet moments help you reconnect with priorities. Silence does not mean isolation. It means intentional pauses. Notice how often your attention is pulled toward comparison. Comparison steals focus. It shifts attention away from personal progress and toward external judgment. Refocusing attention means measuring growth against your own standards. Your path does not need to match anyone else's pace. Attention builds skill. Skill builds confidence. Confidence encourages effort. This cycle begins when you choose to focus on improvement rather than distraction. Improvement compounds. Over time, small focused efforts create noticeable change. Refocusing attention also means learning to finish what you start. Scattered attention leaves many tasks incomplete. Completion builds trust in yourself. Each finished task strengthens belief in your ability to follow through. That belief affects future decisions. When challenges appear, focus determines outcome. Attention fixed on obstacles creates hesitation. Attention fixed on solutions encourages action. The problem does not disappear, but your response improves. Refocus does not deny difficulty. It redirects energy toward progress. Your relationships reflect where you place attention. Listening builds connection. Presence builds trust. Distraction weakens bonds. When you give full attention to a person, you communicate respect. Respect strengthens relationships. Strong relationships support growth. Refocusing attention also involves learning to say no internally. Not every thought deserves engagement. Not every urge needs action. You can notice a thought without following it. This skill protects mental energy. Over time, it becomes natural. The mind follows patterns. Repeated focus creates familiar pathways. When you refocus consistently, new patterns form. Old distractions lose power. Focus becomes easier. This change feels subtle at first, but grows stronger with time. Many people wait for external conditions improve before focusing. Focus improves conditions, not the other way around. When attention is clear, actions become effective. Effective actions produce results. Results reinforce focus. Refocusing attention is not about strict control. It is about gentle redirection. When attention wanders, bring it back without judgment. Judgment creates resistance. Redirection creates progress. Treat your mind with patience. Consider how attention affects health. Focus on habits that support your body. Improves energy. Energy improves mood. Mood influences motivation. Health grows through consistent attention to basic needs. Refocus also applies to teens, learning and work. Attention to spending habits creates stability. Attention to skill development creates opportunity. Attention to quality improves reputation. Each area responds to focused effort. The year ahead will offer many distractions. Some will appear important. Others will feel urgent. Few will build lasting value. Your task is to choose wisely. Refocusing attention is an ongoing decision, not a single moment. As is practiced this skill, you will notice greater clarity. Decisions feel simpler. Priorities become obvious. You waste less time recovering from distraction. Life feels more intentional. Attention is not infinite. Spend it where it produces growth. When you protect attention, you protect your future. Refocus daily, review often, adjust when needed. A focused life is not rushed. It is directed. What builds life deserves your attention. Give it consistently. Over time, you will see strength, confidence, and purpose grow quietly. This is the reward of focused living. Number 4. Let go of patterns you outgrew. Growth always creates a moment where what once helped you no longer fits who you are becoming. This moment is uncomfortable because familiarity feels safe, even when it limits progress. Letting go of patterns you outgrew is not rejection of your past. It is respect for your present and responsibility for your future. Every stage of life asks for new behavior. When behavior stays the same, growth slows. Many patterns begin as solutions. They protect you during difficult times. They help you cope when skills are limited or confidence is low. Over time, those same patterns can become barriers. What once kept you steady may now keep you small. Letting go begins when you recognize this shift without guilt or shame. People often hold on to patterns because they fear uncertainty. The known feels easier than the unknown, yet staying attached to outdated habits creates quiet frustration. That frustration is a signal, not a failure. It tells you that you are ready for more. Readiness often shows up as discomfort before clarity. Outgrown patterns show themselves in different ways. Some appear as routines that no longer challenge you. Others appear as reactions that no longer serve you. Some hide in how you speak to yourself. Others hide in how you manage time or relationships. The key is awareness. Awareness brings choice. Letting go requires honesty. Honest reflection asks simple questions. Does this behavior move me forward or hold me back? Does this habit reflect who I am today or who I used to be? Does this pattern support the future I want to build? These questions cut through excuses. Many people confuse loyalty with growth. Loyalty to old habits can become resistance to change. Growth requires updating behavior as knowledge increases. You do not dishonor your past by evolving. You honor it by building on it. Outgrown patterns often survive because they feel automatic. Automatic behavior saves effort, but costs intention. Letting go requires interruption. You notice the pattern as it appears and choose a different response. This takes patience. Change rarely feels smooth at first. Some patterns are emotional avoidance, procrastination, and overthinking, often develop to protect against fear or failure. As confidence grows, these patterns lose purpose. Continuing them limits potential. Letting go frees energy previously used to maintain avoidance. Other patterns are social. Certain conversations drain energy. Certain dynamics limit growth. You may outgrow roles. Others expect you to play. Letting go may require adjusting boundaries. Boundaries are not punishment. They are protection for growth. People sometimes wait for permission to release old patterns. Permission is not required. Growth is a personal responsibility. Others may not understand your changes. Understanding is not necessary for progress. Letting go also involves grieving what once was. Even limiting patterns can feel familiar. Releasing them may bring sadness. This emotion is natural. It passes when you focus on what you are gaining, rather than what you are leaving behind. Patterns tied to identity are the hardest to release. Statements like "this is just how I am" keep behavior fixed. Identity can evolve. You are not required to remain the same person you were years ago. Growth allows identity to expand. Letting go does not mean rejecting discipline or structure. It means choosing better structure. Replace outdated habits with ones that support current goals. Substitution makes change sustainable. Patience is essential. Old patterns formed over time. They do not disappear overnight. Each time you choose differently, you weaken the old pattern and strengthen the new one. Progress happens through repetition. Pay attention to resistance. Resistance often signals importance. When releasing a pattern feels difficult, it usually means that pattern has been shaping your life strongly. Facing resistance builds strength. Outgrown patterns relate to comfort. Comfort delays growth. Growth requires effort. Letting go of comfort does not remove peace. It creates fulfillment. Observe how your environment reinforces old patterns. Change may require adjusting surroundings. Small changes in environment support new behavior. Letting go also involves forgiving yourself for staying too long in old habits. Self-criticism slows growth. Learning accelerates it. Treat change as practice, not judgment. Your time is valuable. Outdated patterns waste time quietly. Releasing them returns control over your schedule and energy. As you let go, you may notice increased clarity. Decisions feel easier. Focus improves. Confidence grows from alignment between actions and values. Letting go creates space. Space allows new habits, new goals, and new perspectives to enter. Without space, growth feels crowded. Some patterns are subtle, like negative self-talk or low expectation. Raising standards requires releasing internal limits. Speak to yourself with respect. Respect encourages growth. Letting go also means stopping behaviors that no longer align with priorities. Priorities change as life evolves. Behavior must follow. Expect moments of doubt. Doubt does not mean you are wrong. it means you are changing. Stay steady during uncertainty. Letting go is an act of maturity. It reflects self-awareness and courage. It shows that you are willing to adjust rather than repeat. As the year moves forward, regularly review your behavior. Ask what still serves you and what does not. Adjustment keeps growth active. Outgrown patterns do not disappear because you criticize them. They fade when you replace them with stronger habits. Focus on building rather than fighting. Remember that growth is not about becoming someone else. It is about becoming more of who you are capable of being. Letting go clears the path. Release patterns with gratitude. They served a purpose. Thank them and move forward. Your future requires lighter baggage. Carry only what supports progress. Let go of what no longer fits. This choice creates freedom, strength, and momentum. When you release what you outgrew, you step fully into the present. From that place, new possibilities appear naturally. Growth becomes sustainable. Direction becomes clear. Life responds to alignment. Number 5. Decide daily how you want living. Life does not happen in big moments alone. It happens in the quiet hours, ordinary mornings, and simple decisions that repeat day after day. Deciding daily how you want living means accepting that your life is shaped less by major events and more by the way you choose to show up each day. Most people think life is something they react to. In truth, life is something you practice. Each morning you wake up with a choice, even if you do not notice it. You choose your attitude before you choose your actions. You choose how much effort you will give. You choose whether you will live on purpose or on autopilot. These choices are small, but they are powerful because they happen every day. What repeats becomes reality. Many people live according to habit instead of intention. Habit makes life easier, but intention makes life meaningful. Deciding daily how you want living begins with awareness. Awareness means noticing how you move through your day. It means observing how you speak, how you listen, how you work, and how you rest. Observation gives you the power to choose instead of drift. Living well is not about perfection. It is about alignment. Alignment happens when your actions reflect your values. When they do not, there is inner tension. That tension shows up as stress, frustration, or emptiness. Deciding daily how you want living reduces this tension by bringing consistency between who you are and how you live. Most people wait for motivation to live better. Motivation is unreliable. Decision is stronger. A decision made in clarity carries you through moments of low energy. When you decide how you want to live, you remove daily debate. You already know what standard you expect from yourself. Living intentionally requires defining what matters. What matters to you may not matter to others. That is fine. A meaningful life is personal. When you define your priorities, you give direction to your time. Time spent without direction feels wasted even when busy. Daily decisions shape character. Character shapes destiny. When you decide daily how you want living, you build character through consistency. You become someone you can rely on. Self-trust grows when you keep small promises to yourself. That trust strengthens confidence. Consider how you want your days to feel. Calm, purposeful, focused, connected. Feelings follow behavior. Behavior follows decisions. If you want different feelings, choose different actions. Simple adjustments make a difference. Better mornings improve entire day. Living intentionally also means choosing your responses. You cannot control every situation. You can control how you respond. Response determines experience. When you decide to respond with patience, clarity, or discipline, you protect your peace. Daily living includes how you manage energy. Energy is influenced by sleep, nutrition, movement, and mindset. Choosing to care for your body supports clarity. When energy improves, decision-making improves. Everything is connected. Many people delay living fully until conditions improve. Conditions improve when living improves. Waiting keeps you stuck. Acting creates momentum. Decide to live better now, not someday. Daily living also includes how you treat others. Respect, kindness, and honesty are choices. These choices shape relationships. Strong relationships support growth. Weak relationships drain energy. Choose interactions that build connection. Deciding daily how you want living also means managing expectations. Unrealistic expectations create disappointment. Clear expectations create stability. Expect effort. Expect learning. Expect adjustment. Growth is not smooth. Acceptance of this makes living easier. Pay attention to how you end your day. Evenings influence mornings. Review your day briefly. Notice what worked and what did not. Adjust without judgment. Reflection turns turds into wisdom. Living intentionally does not require constant intensity. It requires consistency. Some days will be quiet. Quiet days still count. Consistency builds progress. Deciding daily how you want living includes choosing what you consume mentally. Thoughts influence mood. Mood influences action. Choose information that supports clarity. Limit exposure to what creates anxiety. You do not need to change your entire life at once. Change the way you approach today. One better decision improves the next one. Improvement compounds. Living intentionally also involves acceptance. Acceptance of where you are allows growth to begin. Resistance drains energy. Acceptance creates focus. Choose to live with standards. Standards guide behavior. Without standards, decisions become reactive. Standards do not restrict freedom. They protect it. Daily living includes how you handle mistakes. Mistakes are feedback. Use them to adjust, not to quit. Quitting is a decision too. Choose persistence. Living with intention requires courage. Courage shows up when you act according to values rather than comfort. Comfort keeps life predictable. Courage makes life meaningful. Decide daily how you want to treat your time. Time wasted feels heavy. Time invested feels satisfying. Investment requires intention. As days pass, intentional living builds momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence encourages action. Action reinforces intention. This cycle strengthens over time. Living intentionally also involves gratitude. Gratitude shifts focus from lack to abundance. It improves perspective. Perspective influences decisions. Your daily choices do not need to impress anyone. They need to serve you. Comparison distracts from intention. Focus on your path. Deciding daily how you want living means accepting responsibility for your experience. Responsibility gives control. Control brings peace. You will not always feel inspired. Live according to decision, not emotion. Emotion follows action more often than action follows emotion. Some days you will fall short. Shortcomings are part of growth. Adjust and continue. Progress does not require perfection. Daily life is where life actually happens. Future goals are built through present behavior. Honor the present by choosing well. Decide to live with purpose today. Decide again tomorrow. Repetition turns decision into identity. Living intentionally does not guarantee ease. It guarantees meaning. Meaning makes effort worthwhile. As you practice deciding daily how you want living, you will notice subtle changes. Less regret, more clarity, stronger self-respect. Your life responds to how you live each day. Choose thoughtfully. Choose consistently. Choose in alignment with who you want to become. This is not about control. It is about direction. Direction gives shape to effort. Decide daily. Live deliberately. Build a life that reflects your values one day at a time. Number 6. Reclaim control over time and energy. Time and energy are the two assets that quietly decide the quality of your life. Money can be earned again. Opportunities can return. Time moves only forward. Energy rises and falls based on how you live. When people feel overwhelmed, it is rarely because they lack ability. It is because their time and energy are scattered. Reclaiming control over time and energy is not about squeezing more into your day. It is about stopping unnecessary loss. Most people feel busy but not fulfilled. Their days are full, yet empty. This happens when time is spent reacting instead of choosing. When you do not decide how your time will be used, it gets claimed by distractions, demands, and habits that offer little return. Control begins with awareness. Awareness reveals where your hours are going and how your energy is being drained. Energy is not just physical. It is mental and emotional. You can rest your body and still feel exhausted if your mind is overloaded or your emotions are unsettled. Reclaiming energy requires addressing all three. What you think about, how you respond, and what you tolerate all affect how you feel. Start by recognizing that not everything deserves your attention. Attention costs energy. When you give attention to everything, you drain yourself quickly. Choosing where to focus protects energy. This choice becomes easier when you know what matters most. Time feels scarce when priorities are unclear. Clear priorities bring order. Order reduces stress. Stress consumes energy. This connection is often overlooked. Simplifying priorities gives time room to breathe. Many people confuse activity with progress. With activity feels productive, but does not always move life forward. Progress comes from focused effort on meaningful tasks. Reclaiming control means identifying which actions produce results and which simply fill time. Your schedule reflects your values more accurately than your words. Look at how you spend your days. That pattern shows what you truly prioritize. Adjusting time use requires honesty, not judgment. Energy leaks often come from unresolved issues, lingering worries, incomplete tasks, and avoided decisions weigh heavily on the mind. Addressing these issues frees mental space. Mental space restores energy. Reclaiming time involves learning to say no without guilt. Guilt drains energy. Saying yes to everything leaves little for what matters. No is a complete sentence when used with respect. Energy also leaks through constant comparison. Watching others distracts you from your own progress. Comparison creates pressure. Pressure drains motivation. Focus returns energy. Your daily rhythm affects energy. Irregular sleep, inconsistent meals, and lack of focus. Simple routines stabilize energy. Stability supports productivity. Reclaiming control does not mean rigid control. Flexibility is important. Control means intentional choice, not strict rule. Choose structure that supports your life rather than restricts it. Technology is a major drain on time and energy. It provides convenience, but demands attention. Decide when and how you use it. Unplanned use leads to wasted hours. Planned use protects focus. Notice how often interruptions break concentration. Each interruption costs more time than it appears. Regaining focus takes effort. Protect blocks of uninterrupted time. Deep focus multiplies results. Energy improves when tasks are aligned with strength. Constantly working against natural ability increases fatigue. Identify where effort feels heavy and where it feels engaging. Adjust accordingly. Reclaiming control also involves reviewing commitments. Old commitments may no longer fit current goals. Releasing them creates space, allows growth. Mental energy improves when you simplify decisions. Too many choices exhaust the mind. Establish routines for simple tasks. Save decision-making for what matters. Your environment affects energy. Cluttered spaces create mental noise. Order supports clarity. Small adjustments improve focus. Time expands when you are present. Presence increases efficiency. Multitasking reduces quality and increases fatigue. Do one thing well at a time. Reclaiming energy includes managing emotions. Unexpressed frustration drains vitality. Healthy expression restores balance. Choose constructive outlets. Rest is not weakness. Rest is renewal. Strategic rest increases productivity. Overworking reduces effectiveness. Energy also depends on purpose. Meaningful work energizes. Meaningless effort exhausts. Clarify why tasks matter. Reclaiming control means accepting limits. Limits guide wise use of resources. Ignoring limits leads to burnout. Daily planning improves time control. A simple plan directs effort. Direction saves time otherwise lost to indecision. Energy returns when progress is visible. Track small win. Recognition motivates continuation. Reclaiming time requires eliminating low-value activities. This may feel uncomfortable at first. Comfort is often attached to habits. Letting go creates theriath. Protect mornings when possible. Early hours shape the day. Intentional starts improve outcome. Eatings influence recovery. Prepare for rest. Rest supports energy. Reclaiming control is a process, not an event. Review regularly. Adjust as needed. When you control time, you control pace. Pace reduces pressure. Energy grows when life feels aligned. Alignment comes from intentional living. You are not meant to be exhausted all the time. Fatigue is feedback. Listen to it. Reclaiming time and energy improves confidence. Confidence improves decision-making. This practice strengthens self-respect. Self-respect supports consistency. As you reclaim control, you will feel calmer, more focused, and more capable. Life feels manageable. Choose where time goes. Choose what deserves energy. These choices shape experience. Your future depends on how you invest today. Invest wisely. Control is not about doing more. It is about doing what matters with clarity. Reclaim your time. Restore your energy. Build a life that feels intentional and sustainable. Number 7. Create structure that supports real change. Real change does not survive on motivation alone. Motivation comes and goes. Structure stays. When people struggle to change, it is rarely because they lack desire. It is because their lives have no framework to support that desire. Creating structure that supports real change means designing your days so improvement becomes natural instead of forced. Most people rely on willpower. Willpower is unreliable. It weakens under stress, fatigue, and distraction. Structure removes the need to constantly decide. When your environment and routines guide your behavior, you save mental energy. That energy can be used to grow instead of fight temptation. Structure is not about strict rules. It is about clear guidance. Think of it as support, not control. Good structure makes the right action easier and the wrong action harder. Poor structure does the opposite. Your job is to adjust your structure so it works for you rather than against you. Real change requires repetition. Repetition needs consistency. Consistency needs structure. Without structure, effort becomes scattered. Scattered effort produces weak results. Strong results come from focused action, repeated over time. Many people resist structure because they associate it with restriction. In truth, structure creates freedom. When you know what you should be doing, you stop wasting time wondering what to do next. Clarity reduces stress. Reduced stress improves performance. Structure begins with understanding your natural rhythm. Everyone has periods of high energy and low energy. Design your day around these patterns. Place demanding tasks during high energy periods. Reserve simple tasks for lower energy times. This alignment increases effectiveness. Create structure around priorities. Not everything deserves equal time. Decide what matters most and build routines around those areas. When priorities guide structure, progress becomes visible. Real change also requires boundaries. Boundaries are a form of structure. They protect your time and focus. Without boundaries, distractions multiply. Boundaries are not selfish. They are necessary for growth. Structure should be simple. Overly complex systems fail under pressure. Simple routines are easier to follow. Consistency matters more than complexity. Morning structure sets the tone. How you begin the day influences decisions that follow. Even a short intentional routine creates stability. Stability supports focus. Evening structure supports recovery. Ending the day with intention improves rest. Better rest improves tomorrow. Structure also includes planning. Planning does not remove flexibility. It provides direction. A basic plan prevents drift. Real change requires tracking. Tracking creates awareness. Awareness improves behavior. Structure supports tracking by making review regular. Structure around learning improves growth. Allocate time for skill development. Learning expands options. Options improve confidence. Structure around health improves energy. Consistent sleep, meals, and movement create physical stability. Physical stability supports mental clarity. Structure around finances improves security. Regular review spending limits and saving habits reduce anxiety. Reduced anxiety improves focus. Structure around relationships improves connection. Scheduled time strengthens bonds. Strong bonds provide support during change. Structure reduces decision fatigue. Fewer daily decisions preserve mental energy. Preserved energy improves discipline. Real change takes time. Structure provides patience when progress feels slow. Structure keeps you moving. Structure also creates accountability. Accountability strengthens follow-through. Whether personal or shared accountability reinforces commitment. Your environment is part of structure. Arrange surroundings to support goals. Visual cues influence behavior. Adjust environment intentionally. Structure must be reviewed. Life changes. Structure should adapt. Regular review keeps it relevant. Avoid following others blindly. Structure should fit your life. Personal fit increases sustainability. Real change often fails because people try to rely on feelings. Feelings fluctuate. structure remains. Structure supports identity change. When behavior changes consistently, identity follows. Identity reinforces behavior. Small structures produce big results. A daily habit practiced for months transforms life. Structure also protects against setbacks. When motivation dips, structure carries you forward. Consistency creates trust in yourself. Trust builds confidence. Confidence fuels growth. Structure helps you recover quickly. Missed days do not derail progress when structure remains. Real change is built quietly. Structure supports quiet progress. Structure brings order. Order brings calm. Calm improves judgment. Without structure, effort feels chaotic. With structure, effort feels purposeful. Structure frees creativity. When basics are handled, creativity has room to grow. Structure supports long-term vision. Daily actions align with future goals. Real change does not require intensity every day. It requires presence. Structure helps you show up even on hard days. Avoid perfectionism. Structure allows flexibility. Build structure gradually. Sudden overhaul overwhelms. Structure encourages discipline without harshness. Real change happens when behavior becomes automatic. Structure creates automation. Automation frees attention. Structure also builds resilience. During stress, structure stabilizes. Your structure should reduce friction. Reduce barriers to good habits. Increase barriers to bad habits. Simple adjustments produce results. Structure gives shape to intention. Intention without structure fades. Structure without intention feels empty. Combine both. Choose routines that matter. Protect them. Review often. Adjust wisely. Structure is a tool. Use it intentionally. Your future depends on daily behavior. Daily behavior depends on structure. Create structure that supports who you want to become. Real change grows from this foundation. Build it patiently. Maintain it consistently. Let structure carry you forward when motivation rests. This is how change lasts. This is how growth becomes sustainable. Create structure that supports real change and allow it to quietly calm your life over time. Number 8, act despite doubt, fatigue, and resistance. Every meaningful change you attempt will meet 3 companions sooner or later. Doubt will question you. Fatigue will slow you down. Resistance will try to stop you. These are not signs that something is wrong. They are signs that you are doing something that matters. Acting despite doubt, fatigue, and resistance is not about being fearless or endlessly strong. It is about choosing movement, even when everything inside you asks for comfort. Doubt usually arrives quietly. It sounds reasonable. It asks questions about timing, ability, and outcome. It points to past failures and unfinished attempts. Doubt does not shout. It whispers. If you listen too long, it grows louder. The mistake most people make is waiting for doubt to disappear before acting. Doubt rarely disappears on its own. It shrinks only after action proves it wrong. You do not need certainty to act. Certainty is built through experience. Experience comes from effort. Effort begins with action. Waiting for clarity keeps you stuck in thought. Acting creates clarity through feedback. Small steps reveal information that thinking alone never will. Fatigue feels heavier than doubt. It shows up in the body and mind. It makes simple tasks feel demanding. Fatigue convinces you that rest should come before effort. Rest is important, but fatigue often comes from mental overload, not physical exhaustion. Carrying too many decisions, worries, and expectations drains energy faster than work does. Acting through fatigue requires adjusting expectations, not quitting. Some days progress will be slow. Slow progress still counts. A short effort maintains momentum. Momentum matters more than intensity. Intensity fades. Momentum carries you forward. Resistance feels personal. It creates discomfort. It pushes you toward delay. Resistance often appears when growth challenges. The mind prefers familiar patterns, even if they limit you. Resistance tries to protect comfort. Comfort is not the same as fulfillment. Most resistance appears right before progress. This is not coincidence. Resistance rises when you approach meaningful change. Acting in these moments builds strength. Each time you move despite resistance, you weaken its influence. Many people believe action requires confidence. In reality, confidence follows action. Confidence grows when you keep going, even when unsure. Waiting to feel ready delays growth. Growth creates readiness. Acting despite doubt, fatigue, and resistance requires simplifying tasks. Large goals overwhelm. Small actions feel manageable. Focus on what you can do next. Not everything at once. Next steps reduce pressure. Progress depends on consistency, not perfection. Missing a day does not erase effort. Giving up does. Return to action quickly. Quick recovery strengthens discipline. Your inner dialogue influences action. Harsh self-talk drains energy. Supportive self-talk encourages persistence. Speak to yourself as you would to someone you care about. Encourage effort, not outcomes. Acting through doubt means accepting incomplete confidence. Confidence does not need to be full to function. Partial confidence is enough to start. Starting builds confidence. Fatigue also signals the need for boundary. Acting despite fatigue does not mean ignoring limits. It means choosing meaningful effort. While respecting recovery, balance sustains progress. Resistance often disguises itself as logic. It provides reasons to wait. Evaluate these reasons honestly. Some are valid, many are fear dressed as caution. Distinguishing between the two improves judgment. Action builds evidence. Evidence reduces doubt. Evidence strengthens belief. Belief supports future action. This cycle begins with movement. When you act despite discomfort, you develop trust in yourself. Self-trust changes how you approach challenges. You become less reactive, more grounded. Many people stop because results are not immediate. Real growth is gradual. Early stages often show little external change. Internal change happens first. Internal change supports long-term success. Acting through resistance teaches resilience. Resilience is not toughness. It is adaptability. It is continuing to move even when conditions are not ideal. Fatigue also increases when goals feel disconnected from purpose. Reconnect with why effort matters. Purpose renews energy, doubt questions worth. Remind yourself that growth is earned, not given. Effort justifies belief. Resistance creates avoidance. Avoidance strengthens fear. Action weakens it. You will not eliminate doubt, fatigue, or resistance. You will learn to coexist with them. Growth does not remove obstacles. It improves your response. Acting despite discomfort builds discipline. Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now. This choice repeats daily. Small acts of discipline compound. Over time, they create significant change. Fatigue often improves after starting. Beginning breaks inertia. Inertia drains energy. Resistance loses power when ignored. Engagement strengthens it. Do not debate resistance. Act. Doubt loses credibility when action continues. Results speak louder than thoughts. Progress does not require inspiration. It requires commitment. Acting despite difficulty builds momentum. Momentum simplifies effort. When momentum exists, effort feels lighter. Fatigue feels heavier when progress stalls. Progress restores motivation. Resistance fades when routines take over. Habit removes debate. Acting through uncertainty strengthens courage. Courage is not absence of fear. It is action despite fear. Fear diminishes with exposure. Exposure comes from action. Each effort builds experience. Experience builds competence. Competence builds confidence. This process requires patience. Patience supports persistence. Your future depends on how you act during discomfort. Comfortable moments require no courage. Difficult moments build character. Acting despite doubt, fatigue, and resistance also builds humility. You accept that progress is imperfect. Imperfection allows learning. Learning improves strategy. Strategy improves results. Fatigue may ask for rest. Take rest intentionally, not as escape. Intentional rest supports future action. Resistance may suggest delay. Delay weakens discipline. Act first, adjust later. Doubt may ask for proof. Action provides proof. Each day offers moments where you choose effort or ease. These moments shape identity. Choose effort consistently enough and identity shifts. Identity influences future choices. Over time, acting despite discomfort becomes normal. Normal effort produces abnormal result. Do not wait for ideal conditions. Conditions rarely become ideal. Act with what you have. Use what you know. Adjust as you go. Growth is built this way. You are capable of more than comfort suggests. Comfort limits potential. Effort expands it. Act even when unsure. Act even when tired. Act even when resistance appears. Action keeps you moving. Movement creates progress. Progress builds belief. Belief fuels persistence. Persistence builds success. Success is not sudden. It is earned through repeated action. The ability to act despite internal resistance is a skill. Skills improve with practice. Practice begins now. Choose one action today that moves you forward. Do it imperfectly. Complete it anyway. Then repeat tomorrow. This is how doubt loses influence. This is how fatigue becomes manageable. This is how resistance fades. Action is the answer. Keep acting. Your future is shaped by what you do despite how you feel. That is where growth lives. That is where change becomes real. Continue moving forward. Even slowly. Even uncertainly. Action will meet you halfway, and over time you will realize that what once felt impossible became routine. Because you chose to act anyway. Number 9. Review results honestly, then move forward. Progress depends on the ability to tell yourself the truth. Not the harsh kind of truth that attacks your character, and not the comforting kind of truth that hides mistakes. But the honest kind that looks clearly at results and asks what they mean. Reviewing results honestly, then moving forward, is one of the most mature skills a person can develop. Without review, effort becomes guesswork. With review, effort becomes strategy. Many people avoid reviewing results because it feels uncomfortable. Results reveal gaps between intention and action. That gap can trigger disappointment, but avoiding review does not protect confidence. It weakens it. Confidence grows when you face reality and respond intelligently. Reality is a teacher, not an enemy. Reviewing results is not about judging yourself. Judgment shuts learning down. Review is about observation. Observation creates understanding. Understanding guides improvement. When you separate behavior from identity, you can learn without shame. Start by looking at outcomes without emotion. What actually happened? What actions were taken? What was consistent? What was neglected? This clarity removes confusion. Confusion drains energy. Clarity restores focus. Honest review requires specific questions. Did my actions match my plans? Did my habits support my goals? Did I follow through when it mattered? These questions guide reflection. Reflection leads to adjustment. Many people only review when things go wrong. Review is equally important when things go right. Success reveals effective strategies. Effective strategies should be repeated. Ignoring success wastes opportunity. Reviewing results also helps you identify patterns. Patterns show where effort produces return and where it does not. Once patterns are visible, decisions improve. Improved decisions save time and energy. Avoid emotional extremes during review. Avoid self-praise that inflates ego and self-criticism that destroys motivation. Stay balanced. Balanced thinking supports progress. Reviewing does not require long sessions. Short, regular reviews work better. Frequent reflection prevents small issues from becoming large setbacks. Honest review also requires ownership. Ownership means accepting responsibility without blame. Blame focuses on the past. Ownership focuses on the future. When results fall short, resist excuses. Excuses delay growth. Explanations help learning. Explain outcomes honestly, then decide next steps. Reviewing results helps refine goals. Goals may need adjustment as circumstances change. Flexibility supports sustainability. Rigidity causes frustration. Some results take time to appear. Patience is part of honest review. Do not abandon effort too soon. Evaluate trends, not isolated moments. Review also improves discipline. When you know results will be reviewed, behavior improves. Accountability strengthens. Follow through. Reviewing results helps build self-awareness. Self-awareness improves self-control. Self-control improves consistency. Many people confuse effort with effectiveness. Review distinguishes between the two. Effort without effectiveness wastes energy. Effectiveness multiplies effort. Honest review also involves recognizing limits. Limits guide smarter planning. Ignoring limits leads to burnout. Review your environment. Did surroundings support or hinder progress? Adjust environment to improve results. Review your routine. Which routines supported growth? Which routines drained focus? Replace ineffective routines gradually. Review your energy. Notice when energy was high or low. Align important tasks with high energy periods. Review your mindset. Thoughts influence action. Identify thoughts that supported progress and those that created resistance. Review your time use. Time reveals priorities. Adjust time allocation to reflect values. Review relationships. Supportive relationships encourage progress. Draining relationships require boundaries. Honest review builds humility. Humility allows learning. Learning accelerates growth. Reviewing results also reduces fear of failure. When failure becomes feedback, fear loses power. Feedback is information. Information improves strategy. Avoid comparing your results to others. Comparison distorts review. Focus on your progress. Review requires courage. Courage to face reality without denial. Courage strengthens character. Once review is complete, move forward. Do not linger. Analysis without action becomes avoidance. Moving forward means applying lessons immediately. Delayed application weakens impact. Choose one or two adjustments. Too many changes overwhelm. Focus improves execution. Moving forward also means releasing regret. Regret traps attention in the past. Learning moves attention to the future. Forgive yourself quickly. Forgiveness frees energy. Energy supports action. Reviewing results regularly builds confidence. Confidence grows from evidence, not hope. Evidence shows that effort leads to improvement even if slow. Moving forward requires commitment. Commitment sustains effort through uncertainty. Review also helps celebrate progress. Recognition reinforces behavior. Celebrate responsibly. Celebration does not mean complacency. It means acknowledgement. Honest review improves leadership. Leading yourself well improves ability to influence others. Reviewing results is a skill that improves with practice. Early reviews may feel awkward. Keep practicing. Over time, review becomes objective and calm. This calm allows better decisions. Better decisions improve outcomes. Review also sharpens intuition. Experience combined with reflection builds insight. Insight reduces trial and error. Review prevents repeating mistakes. Repetition without review wastes time. Honest review also strengthens discipline because you see consequences clearly. Consequences guide behavior. Reviewing results also builds trust with yourself. Trust grows when you face truth and respond responsibly. Trust increases confidence. Confidence supports persistence. Persistence leads to mastery. Mastery requires reflection. Reflection leads to improvement. Improvement creates momentum. Momentum carries you forward. Reviewing results honestly, then moving forward creates a cycle of growth. This cycle is quiet but powerful. It does not depend on emotion. It depends on consistency. Each review refines direction. Each adjustment improves efficiency. Each step forward builds capability. Over time, this practice transforms effort into progress. Progress becomes visible. Visible progress strengthens belief. Belief fuels further action. This is how growth compounds. Reviewing results honestly also brings peace. Peace comes from alignment with reality. Denial creates tension. Truth creates clarity. Clarity creates calm. Calm supports focus. Focus improves results. Review does not judge worth. It evaluates strategy. Strategy can change. Worth remains. This understanding protects self-respect. Self-respect encourages continued effort. Effort guided by review becomes effective. Effective effort produces meaningful results. Meaningful results motivate continued growth. This is a sustainable path. Review honestly, adjust wisely. Move forward deliberately. Repeat consistently. This practice builds a life of steady progress. No drama, no denial, just truth, learning, and action. That is how growth becomes reliable. That is how progress continues. That is how you move forward stronger each time. Number 10. Commit fully to growth throughout 2026. Commitment is not a feeling that arrives and stays. Commitment is a decision you renew again and again, especially when the excitement fades and the work remains. Committing fully to growth throughout 2026 means choosing improvement as a way of living rather than a temporary project. Growth becomes powerful when it is steady, not dramatic. Many people begin a year with strong intentions and weak follow-through. They expect motivation to carry them forward. Motivation helps at the start, but it is not designed to last all year. Commitment lasts because it is anchored in choice, not emotion. When you commit fully, you decide in advance how you will respond when things feel difficult. Growth is rarely comfortable. It challenges old thinking habits and familiar routines. Full commitment accepts discomfort as part of the process. Discomfort does not signal failure. It signals expansion. When you commit fully, you stop negotiating with discomfort. You work with it. Committing to growth means choosing long-term benefit over short-term relief. Relief feels good now, but often costs later. Growth feels demanding now, but pays later. This trade-off appears daily in small decisions. Commitment simplifies these decisions. You already know which option aligns with your values. A full commitment does not require perfection. It requires persistence. Some days will go well, some days will fall short. Commitment determines what you do after a setback. Do you withdraw or re-engage? Re-engagement strengthens discipline. Growth throughout a year requires patience. Results unfold gradually. Early stages may show little visible change. Internal shifts happen first. Beliefs improve habits. Habits improve outcomes. This sequence takes time. Commitment also means setting standards and respecting. Standards guide behavior when motivation dips. They protect progress. Without standards, effort becomes inconsistent. Committing fully requires clarity about why growth matters to you. When purpose is clear, effort feels meaningful. Meaning fuels endurance. Growth touches every area of life. Health, relationships, skills, mindset, and character, all developed through daily choices. Commitment means addressing life as a whole, not in fragments. Full commitment also includes learning. Learning keeps growth active. Learning requires humility. Humility allows improvement. Growth demands honest self-assessment. Avoiding truth slows progress. Facing truth accelerates it. Commitment includes willingness to learn from feedback. Committing to growth throughout the year means planning for challenges. Challenges are predictable. Fatigue, stress, and distraction will appear. Commitment prepares responses in advance. Structure supports commitment. Routines reduce reliance on willpower. Structure makes progress sustainable. Commitment also means protecting time. Growth requires space. Space is created by intentional scheduling. Growth does not happen accidentally. Full commitment includes reviewing progress regularly. Review keeps effort aligned. Alignment maintains momentum. Growth also requires flexibility. Rigidity creates frustration. Flexibility allows adjustment. Commitment does not mean stubbornness. It means persistence with intelligence. Committing fully means managing energy wisely. Burnout is not commitment. Sustainable effort is. Balance supports longevity. Growth requires boundaries. Boundaries protect focus. Focus supports progress. Commitment includes saying no to distractions that pull you away from priorities. Distractions drain energy quietly. Full commitment also involves choosing your environment carefully. Surroundings influence behavior. Adjust environment to support growth. Growth is strengthened by consistency builds trust with yourself. Trust increases confidence. Commitment means continuing even when recognition is absent. Growth often happens quietly. Quiet progress still counts. Full commitment includes accountability. Accountability increases follow-through. It reinforces discipline. Growth requires effort on days when enthusiasm is low. Commitment carries you through these days. Committing fully means releasing comparison. Comparison distracts from personal progress. Focus on your path. Growth throughout a year requires endurance. Endurance is built gradually. Each effort strengthens it. Commitment includes celebrating progress appropriately. Recognition reinforces behavior. Celebration does not mean stopping. Growth requires curiosity. Curiosity encourages learning. Learning improves capability. Full commitment includes accepting responsibility. Responsibility gives control. Control supports confidence. Growth involves making mistakes. Mistakes are information. Use them to adjust. Committing fully means returning quickly after setbacks. Recovery speed matters more than perfection. Growth also requires patience with yourself. Harshness slows learning. Support accelerates it. Full commitment includes managing expectations. Growth is uneven. Accepting this prevents discouragement. Commitment throughout the year requires vision. Vision provides direction. Direction guides effort. Growth builds character. Influences decisions. Decisions shape outcomes. Commitment also includes consistency and simple habits. Simple habits repeated daily create powerful change. Growth requires courage. Courage appears when you act according to values despite fear. Full commitment also means protecting mental health. Mental clarity supports progress. Growth is supported by rest. Rest restores energy. Energy sustains effort. Commitment includes learning when to push and when to pause. Both support longevity. Growth throughout the year requires reflection. Reflection turns experience into wisdom. Commitment also means choosing improvement. Even when progress feels slow, slow progress is still progress. Growth compounds. Small gains accumulate. Commitment allows compounding to work. Full commitment includes humility to adjust plan. Adjustment improves effectiveness. Growth requires discipline. Discipline is choosing according to values, not impulses. Commitment also means honoring promises to yourself. Honoring promises builds self-respect. Self-respect strengthens motivation. Growth requires awareness of habit. Awareness allows change. Full commitment includes releasing excuses. Excuses delay improvement. Growth requires focus. Focus improves quality of effort. Commitment includes setting realistic goals. Realistic goals encourage consistency. Growth throughout the year requires persistence. Persistence outlasts obstacles. Commitment also means choosing learning over comfort. Comfort limits growth. Growth strengthens identity. Identity reinforces behavior. Full commitment includes patience with results. Results follow effort with delay. Growth requires adaptability. Adaptability maintains progress during change. Commitment includes responsibility for attitude. Attitude influences experience. Growth is influenced by daily mindset. Mindset can be trained. Full commitment includes investing time in self-development. Self-development expands capability. Growth throughout the year requires dedication. Dedication sustains effort. Commitment also means protecting progress from complacency. Complacency stalls growth. Growth benefits from curiosity about improvement. Curiosity keeps effort fresh. Full commitment includes understanding that growth never truly ends. It evolves. Growth throughout the year builds momentum. Momentum simplifies effort. Commitment means continuing when results are subtle. Subtle progress matters. Growth requires resilience. Resilience grows through challenge. Full commitment includes expecting responsibility for outcomes. Ownership improves learning. Growth also requires gratitude. Gratitude improves perspective. Commitment includes aligning actions with values daily. Growth becomes identity when practiced consistently. Full commitment transforms effort into lifestyle. Throughout 2026, growth will test patience, discipline, and focus. Commitment answers these tests. Commit fully, not occasionally. Commit with clarity, not emotion. Commit with structure, not force. Commit with persistence, not intensity. Commit with humility, not pride. Commit to learning, not knowing. Commit to progress, not perfection. Commit to growth every day. This commitment shapes the year. This commitment shapes the future. Stay committed through challenges. Stay committed through uncertainty. Stay committed through success. Growth continues when commitment remains. This is how a year becomes transformative. This is how effort becomes meaningful. This is how potential becomes reality. Commit fully to growth throughout 2026 and allow that commitment to quietly reshape your life, step by step, day by day, into something stronger, wiser, and more fulfilling.